Yay! We're live.
It's Wednesday Yarn
It
Adventures.
is. Look, we're live on YouTube as well.
Yes,
Yay!
I heard.
I heard the phone ding. We are in Ohio, I
Yeah, I think
think.
I think technically we're in Oregon, Ohio, but we are at Maumee Bay State Park, right on the shore of Lake Erie.
Yep. And it's been a fun week. And today the weather was terrible.
Yeah.
I think most of our friends who are watching us are experiencing quite terrible weather as well. So right now, I know my parents had some really big storms earlier, and Dean's parents earlier today. Um, Eastern Arkansas and Western Tennessee, Mississippi were not doing so hot. Hey, Jazz, over there on YouTube. Glad to see you here today. You've hopefully missed most of the storms down in South Texas, South-ish Texas, I guess.
South
So,
Central Texas. What do they call that? The Hill Country, right?
I mean,
Or is San Antonio Hill
I
Country?
don't know if San Antonio's hill country or not.
I don't know. Jess can tell us.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
there
sure.
was like a line of storms stretching from up here where we are in northwest Ohio, southeast Michigan to like northeast Texas. So yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of the country dealing with storms today.
but it rained on us a whole bunch today. We went on an excursion today. North of here, we went to visit Rosewood Yarn Shop in Clinton Township, Michigan. So on the north side of Detroit, like
Hmm.
straight north. And you're in South Texas. That's where Jazz is, in South
Okay.
Texas. So North Detroit, and we caught a ton of rain and thunderstorm, and it was a fairly miserable
There was a
little drive today.
ton of lightning, and
Yes.
we even saw some snow mixed in. It was
Yeah.
it was a bit above freezing. There was not a lot of danger of like road problems, but like there was some snow, there was some wintry mix, and a lot of lightning.
Jazz says they have storms on Friday and Saturday coming.
Somebody over on Instagram says that they're in Kentucky and it's heading their way.
Yeah, I think we're catching the tip of it tonight, the very top end of it, here in a couple of hours. So we're getting ready for that too. The truck is quite cozy. Dean says it's much warmer toward the back of the truck than it is up here in the cab. So I have my blanket and my other blanket, and I'm like cozied in up here with my spinning wheel. So we have been hanging out in Michigan all week. Last week we came live from Helena's house, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's right.
We had left Mississippi early in the morning and made our way to Indianapolis, and we hung out at Oink Pigments
Mhm.
for Thursday and left Friday midday and headed up to um, Ann Arbor. And Ann Arbor is great. We were a little worried this year about it being so early. March is a little on the early side for sure,
Yeah.
for our weather comfort,
Well, especially
for this
because
festival.
this festival, so Spring Fiber Expo is they do it twice a year. The spring one has usually been the like second-ish week of April. Like sometimes they move it around. Usually it doesn't stay the same weekend, but it's always been in April when we've done it. And this year it was the last weekend in March, and so yeah, we were a little bit worried about the colder weather because the years that we have done it in the later weeks, it's been spitting
Very chilly.
snow or,
Yeah.
30 to 40 degrees, like very cold, sometimes raining. It snowed on you and Brenda. Um, and
Yes.
yeah, this year it was like 60, so
It
much
was really
warmer.
nice. Like the weather was pretty nice, except it rained.
On Saturday, the forecast was like, 20% chance of rain on and off all day. It rained all day. I don't think there was a single second that it was not raining on Saturday. It just kept raining and raining and raining. So we had talked about maybe having some stuff outside, and we even put some yarn outside in the morning. But then we were like, yeah, we should just move everything in. So we
Cool.
did, and yeah, we had it was full. I mean, it wasn't terrible in here, but it was pretty full because we were both in here, and all the things that are usually outside were inside.
Yes. So yeah, and I have been working on a wrap that I've had on the needles for a long time. It's called the Multi-State Shawl by Shayna Lines, and here and there I've been picking that up and working on that. And then this weekend I grabbed some fiber from Fresh Lotus Design and just started off a demo skein. So I did a real quick thick and thin slub, and I did that on Saturday. I spun a whole 4 ounces of heathered bamboo merino on Saturday morning ish. And then because I was sitting back in my little corner over here, it was great. And then I plied it. I used a new technique to me called spiral plying. I think there's a video that I put on Instagram
Yeah,
of me doing that
I was actually just pulling up some pictures
or that skein.
to kind of go
Um,
back, but we'll
and
recap that.
So I spun that up and did the really cool plying on it, and I gave that skein back to Julie at Fresh Lotus. So that's hanging as a sample now in her display. So I think she's going to steam that up and add that to her wall of yarn for sale. So yeah, I was definitely not up to Julie's standards, but it was pretty. It was not bad. It was not bad for my first time to try that technique,
Yeah,
and
well, and like you, even before you plied with the thread, like it was art yarn is not usually your jam, and so
no,
you were having to think about it a whole lot more to like
it's just not really my thing. So
think about it to
um
not think about it.
yeah, so it was, but it went really fast. I had that skein done by the time we packed it in on Saturday. We stayed on on the fairgrounds, and so we walked over and got dinner and all kinds of things. And there was a little deli market grocery store just on the next block
Tippin,
over,
Tippin Market, Toppin
Tippin,
Market.
yeah. And so that was kind of nice to be able to do. And so when we on Saturday night, I pulled out a bat from Q that she had made me back last summer during Convergence. It's called Katie's Halloween Floof, and it uh, was really great. It's this different. It was the mirrored image of each other, so it went black, purple, green, orange, and then orange, green, purple, black, and then it had the matching colors of Selena throughout the throughout the bat. So each piece had its own color too, and so I started spinning that on Saturday night in here, and I finished spinning that skein, I don't
On
know,
Sunday
on
afternoon.
Sunday during the day, and I went ahead and balled that up after we packed it up, and we went, or I balled it up while we were at the fairgrounds, and then we packed up really fast. Pretty good attendance on Saturday. Um, we saw a lot of people on Saturday. Good sales, and then Sunday was a lot quieter. It was just kind of drizzly grossness all day on Sunday, and so that was
Here, I was
meh.
gonna go back and do kind of a picture recap of what we were talking about
Oh,
before. All right.
okay. I'll stop then.
Um, present.
So
Sorry.
StreamYard has moved some stuff around for us.
Build.
So the platform that we use for doing all this is different. Um,
There we go. Here is you and Finnick on the hammock at Oink when we went and visited Oink Pigments. The Finnick the cat. He he's a strange cat. He's very like cat-like, but also kind of nonplussed about anything that happens to him, which is very uncat-like. And he got up on the hammock of his own accord
he did.
and was just like, "I'm up on the hammock now," and crawled all around, crawled up on the ends, and yeah. Had a great time with it. Let's see here what else we did. We came to Michigan,
Yep.
and here is the truck all set up at Michigan. There we are, set up in Michigan. You can see the gigantic puddle out here,
Yeah, everything had to go inside.
and everything had to go inside. And Katie's a little damp and like not happy about the weather, but
I was very not
it
happy about
ended
the
up being
weather.
a good day.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
And then I was gonna show your yarn
The
too.
blue skein.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the blue skein. This is from Fresh Lotus Designs.
This is the art yarn.
So this is Katie actually plying it. She's spun up the one.
The single
Was it a
ply.
bat?
Huh?
Was it a bat that you?
No, it was a braid.
It was a braid. You spun it so fast I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
And then so that was you plying it with the thread, spiral plying, right? Is that what you said?
spiral plying. Yep.
And then there's the final product, and that is what you handed back to Julie.
Mhm. Like I said, it's not my like jam, but this is the bat that I started with from Q, Katie's Halloween floof, and so this is replicable.
Oh,
We can make it again on the bat
replicable.
bar if that's what you would like. Um, or pick your own colors
But
and do a similar technique
like she was saying, each color is like this
repeated.
black is one section, like one sort of measured out section, so that yeah, you can just
You
repeat
can
that.
look at there's a couple more pictures of it so you can kind of see. Yeah, that's kind of the better. You can see where it's a more spiral. So I had it all laid out, and then this is a video
It's
of
a
me
video.
actually
Yeah.
doing a Z splitting on it, or W split, where basically you split in the shape of a W, so you make basically roving out of your bat. So everything's kind of moving in opposite directions, but it all becomes one big long piece, and so it
I
keeps those colors really
see.
consistent.
I didn't see you do that.
Yeah, I was sitting where you are. You were up here playing your video game. That's the spiral plying, and then this is me actually spinning the bat. So I just pulled it along, and I think I made it all the way through the green that evening, and then I got into the orange the next day on Saturday.
You were like, I think after you did that art yarn, you were like ready to get back to your usual
Yeah,
spinning,
this is
because
like
this is
super
like
skinny.
some of your best work for
Yeah, this is
sure.
really it turned out really nice. I didn't
Oh look,
overspin it, so it's pretty nice.
there it was.
So here's my finished skein over here. You can kind of see there's pictures of
Good
it.
one.
So that's the plying ball, which means I took the singles and I spun them into a ball where I had the center pull and then an outside. And so we matched the black end to end, and I applied it on the machine. So that is actually plied
Hmm.
there. There's like three pictures of that, and
And
then
there's the.
this is the skein. So I have it in my hand, but you can see that it goes through the different colors. So you can see that it's got the black and then the purple, and then okay, so black, yep, that
Alchemy
edge,
over on Instagram was
purple,
like, it was a muddy weekend.
green, and then the orange. And so it ends up being like four very distinct stripes. I ended up with about 150 150 yards, I think. I haven't soaked it yet. I will, but I don't know if you can see the sparkles or not. It's got a lot of
You could
sparkle
see
in
him in
it.
the picture that you took.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I
sparkle.
can't see the right. Oh, there's some. You can kind of see
So
like a
it's got a
block.
lot of sparkle, and I was really happy with how it applied. It was a really pretty easy apply once I got it started. I was having some problems getting the ball started, but
You
other
said
than
the
that,
end, like
the end like yeeted
yeah,
itself into the middle or something. It was so weird, and so I only had a couple of breaks, so pretty good.
yeah.
I was really happy with it.
You were that. I think that's gained some of your best work for sure.
I'm happy with it. And then I have been working on my Rambouillet roving from Kate Louder Farms. This is rawhide, and I have 3 of my 4 ounces of this color, and then I already have my 4 ounces of Melody, which is a real dark brown. So I have those. Was gonna try to finish up my last ounce tonight. We'll see. we'll see how far I get tonight before we
So we got
take a break.
to Sunday.
Yeah. So
So
Sunday we cut out of there. We went and ate dinner, and then we headed to our campsite. We went north to Holly McGinnis State Park,
yep,
campground area, and we stayed there. We were right in front of this edge of really fun thunderstorms,
yeah.
and I drove fast, but very controlled,
We like
and
raced to
screeched
get to the
tires into
campground.
our campsite. Literally about 2 minutes before it started hailing us. So
It was just tiny
it
hail,
was tiny hail, but it was definitely
but
hail.
we were prepared. I thought it was going to do more than that
We did. It
based
was.
on the sky,
It
but
ended up raining really hard for several hours, and then yeah, it cleared off pretty nicely.
so we stayed up there because on Monday we wanted to be close to where we were going to go get the truck maintenance done. So it
Yes.
was just a regular diesel maintenance, although they ended up also changing the belts
Hmm.
just because it's got 70,000 miles on it now, and so needed the
Also, it's
belts
8 years
changed.
old, so
Yeah.
we have definitely lost a tensioning spring before and
Yes.
tensioner, and I don't want to relive that experience. So they changed that out for us and put new belts on it, and Evie is humming right along. Um, and so then we drove. We were expecting that to take all day.
Yeah.
It took like 2.5 hours total, which was really weird. And then we came on down to Toledo and set up our campsite here. We went walking, and I took a nap
Yeah.
in the truck at a park because I can.
We were here at the state park, and I think it would have been fine for us to come and like check in because there's not a lot of people here, but we didn't, we weren't sure, and Katie was just really sleepy, and so yeah, let's just
We gotten up really early.
park and pull the bed out without pulling out the slide, and Katie just took a couple hour nap. I played video games in the front seat, and yeah, it
Yep.
was a great time.
We got to see some turkeys on display, and they walked around the lake that we were sitting at. It was
Alchemy says
fun.
that they would have thought it was more miles,
Oh, more
more than
miles?
70,000.
I don't know. Well,
We've
we've only put
52.
50 on it.
Yeah,
52 total.
total 50
So
since we started.
yeah, 50 since we started. So it has 70,000 on it right now. So um
But we want to keep ahead of that stuff because,
we
yeah, we don't
know we've
want to.
been in the place where we've had things happen, and we don't want to have to deal with that too much, and so preventative maintenance is better than reactive maintenance. So
So on Monday, after Katie took her nap, we went for a walk,
we went for
and
like a 3 mile walk. It
yep,
was cold.
very cold because we're like this place is right on Lake Erie, and especially when you get out the lake, the wind's blowing. It is chilly out there.
Mhm.
It was the other day,
Yep.
and we hung out here. And Tuesday, we actually packed up and went out for um,
We went and got coffee at the Freight House, and
lunch.
we also went and had lunch
So
at
here,
Leaves Express.
I'm gonna show
Great
your
little gem of a restaurant here in Oregon, Ohio. And I had a gyro, like the Tuesday special platter, a mixed meat gyro. It was delicious, and I'm still eating on it. And then Dean had
chicken galava.
chicken galaba, and it also looked
Super
fantastic.
good.
I had a couple
I
pieces of squash. It was great.
I called it like Middle Eastern or what I say Lebanese hibachi.
Lebanese hibachi, yeah.
It's like
Um,
veggies and chicken and rice, and it was very very good. I mean, I ate. It took me 4 meals because there was so much of it, but over 4 sessions of eating it, I finished it off
yes.
earlier before we got on the video here. Here, I'm gonna show you from the coffee place. What was it? Freight what?
Freight House.
Freight House Coffee.
Yep.
Here, I'm gonna show
This is my
your
flight of
flight of
lattes,
lattes.
and I did the hot latte. And so on the end closest to our pictures is the maple bourbon. This is midnight toast, raspberry
Truffle
truffle, and
French
French
toast.
toast. They were all really good. So it was a little more sugary than I usually get, but it was really great. I also restocked some whole bean coffee for my coffee set up here in the truck. So it was really nice to do.
Oh,
Um,
oh, and then I have a picture of you in your gyro too. I forgot about that.
it was really good. I still have some left. I just ate some pizza earlier, so
It was also quite
it
large.
was really large. So, um, yeah. So we've been
So
eating good
we
for
hung
sure.
out and did not much of anything besides eat those things and go to
Yeah.
the coffee shop on Tuesday.
And we
Um,
sat in the truck because it was really chilly, like even colder than the day before.
yeah,
And I was like, I don't really want to go for a walk if it's this cold, so we
it
didn't.
and it rained a lot
And then
and
it rained today.
it was cold. And
It rained. It didn't rain yesterday. It was all pretty
no,
yesterday.
well, yesterday morning it did, didn't it? Or was that this morning?
It was this morning. It was all pretty yesterday.
And then,
So then this morning we got up and we had a box of yarn from Jada Woo Designs out of Tacoma shipped to our friend Sue from Knit Two Together, who makes our sweary bags. And it was supposed to be there before this weekend, before Fiber Expo, but it didn't quite make it. So on Monday it showed up, and but after we had already kind of left, and Sue was busy, so we drove up today after we went to the yarn shop. So we went to Rosewood Yarn Shop in Clinton Township, and it is owned by our friends Julia and her mom. And Julia also runs Vesper yarn or Knitterly Things. She makes Vesper sock yarn, which is our one of our self-striping yarns. And so she dyes up this rosewood yarn in classic stock. And so I got a couple of mini skeins. And then I also got this really cool from Wonderland yarn. It's the confetti base, and it is a fingering weight hand dye with glitter, sparkle, and tweed. And yeah, so I got that today. This is the color Banshee. I have two skeins of that. So I'm very excited about that. Nice little yarn shop. It's pretty new. They opened back in October, I think.
yeah, not too long ago.
And we were hoping Julia would be there this weekend at the festival, but she's been so focused on the yarn shop that she hasn't wasn't doing some of his normal spring shows. So we actually ended up missing her today, but that's okay. We're gonna see her again soon, probably at Great Lakes, and so
And we
um,
talked about maybe doing
yeah,
an event there at some
I
point.
think we might do an
So,
event there. Yeah, I'm working on some dates and
yep.
seeing what we can figure out. She's got some things in mind, and so I think we were gonna come back up and um, hang out there, and maybe if we can get another yarn trick or two to join
Yeah.
us, that would be super fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. She has room there too, and it's a
Yeah,
really nice shop.
yeah,
So,
yeah, really great shop. The other thing is that we then drove from there to Sioux
yep.
in outside of Ann Arbor, and we the north side of Ann Arbor, and we picked up our yarn. Which, Dean, do you have some of that sitting next to you, or did you already move it?
Nope, I put it in the box. It's all labeled.
Oh, okay, never
Sorry.
mind. I guess you'll have to wait until this weekend
Yep.
to see it, or tomorrow to see it.
The pictures will be online probably tomorrow. But
Yeah,
we got lots of new colors from Jada Woo, from Jess at Jada Woo Designs. Um, lots. It's got a very purple and orange vibe, which will be right up Katie's alley.
I like
So,
it. It goes with what we have from her already, so that's really nice. I like that. And then we have we Sue bought a wheel from us, and so we set her up her wheel, and she started spinning, and so she got a spinning lesson, and she was spinning away when we left her. After we went and had lunch at I Heart Sushi,
yeah,
which is delicious. If you're in Northville, um, off of I think it's 6 Mile or 7 Mile Road. I Heart Sushi. It's great.
pretty good.
Um,
We've
had
been
the
there a couple
mountain
times now.
roll. It was excellent.
They have a quite a selection of flaming rolls.
They do. They set them on fire and then let them cook. And so you're like, okay, this is fun. It was really nice because today it was really cold. And so, like, it was cold and rainy. and like I got udon with my and with my sushi, and I was very happy.
It's
So
one of the things that we like about traveling is that we get to try out all these different cool places. So in the last few days, we've gotten to have sushi and Mediterranean and pizza,
mhm,
and you got to have some cool coffee.
it did. And we had some
Well,
local favorites like, Texas Roadhouse,
yeah,
and we had
you know. Then there's Texas Roadhouse. So
and we had sandwiches from the other place, and we went to Red Robin, always a good plus. I love going to Red
where
Robin.
do we have sandwiches?
We had sandwiches from the little market.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was good.
Tippin's Market.
We also had that pie. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, they had a Dutch apple pie, so good.
that was a
Really
dynamite
good pie.
pie. Like
Um,
it, yeah, that was, and it was. So this place is like it's just down the way. We walked there from the
yeah.
campground or from the fairgrounds where we were set up for Fiber Expo. We've seen it before. It's just like
It's
a
a
little
nondescript little grocery store, liquor
convenience
store kind of
grocery
thing.
store, liquor store type thing. But when you go inside, it
It's a
looks like a
nice
Whole
deli.
Foods.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
it's
really nice.
like very fancy.
So and they have a really good selection of like wines and ciders and all kinds of things. And
Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany's over on
oh yay,
Instagram.
hey Tiffany. Um, Tiffany was amazing at Eureka Fiber Nose
Yeah,
Rocks. I don't know if I told her that, but I really appreciated everything she did at Eureka.
for sure.
So yeah, we hung out with Sue for a little while, and then the rain kind of slowed down a little bit, and we went ahead and drove back to Toledo and set up our campsite again. And we went for a long walk today. We did about 2 miles.
And it warmed up.
It was quite a
It
bit nicer.
was, I mean, it was only like 51, but that's much better than like 39 and windy.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was considerable. Jazz says she loves Tiffany. Jazz
Tiffany
is
is
on
great.
YouTube. Tiffany's on Instagram.
Jazz and Tiffany, they got along at Eureka. They shared the
Tiffany
lobby
says
very
she was
well.
super happy to help.
um, so
And
yeah,
that's what we did this week.
yes. And tomorrow, we'll pack it back in again
Yep.
and off we go. About 45 minutes down the way, not even. It's only like
Yeah, 30 something
it's not
minutes.
very
Yeah.
far at all. We're headed to Pemberville, Ohio, and the Behind the Pines Yarn Shop, right on Main Street downtown. Bobby and her team are welcoming us. We'll be parked right out front. Uh, the police chief has spent many hours figuring out where to park us, and we think that is absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
But I think it's gonna be a good time. That we have been working on this get together for a while because
We
Bobby's like, "I want you to come," and I'm like, "I want to come," but it's just our schedules are
we
crazy.
we see Bobby at a lot of shows, and we've always been like, "Oh yeah, yeah, like we should do that
We should
sometime,
go, yeah.
and we should find a time." And we just neither one of us have been able to find a time until now.
So we were like, "We're coming through here and we're
Yes.
gonna do this," and she was like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna do it then." So we're doing it. And I am not teaching a class this time.
No, you're not teaching. You're teaching one on Saturday at the.
Saturday. But we're gonna have a really great time there. And I'm really excited. We did get some fiber from Fresh Lotus.
Yeah.
So we are all stocked up on fiber right now, and then we also have new yarn from Jada Woo, and we got new bags from Sue.
We're pretty well stocked on most everything right now.
Yes, like it's really full in here. It's like nicely full,
Yeah.
and like, but we can still have everything just in the truck.
Yeah.
So, um,
It's not supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully we're gonna be able to have some outside setup tomorrow.
that will be lovely. And then we're gonna do that, and then on Saturday we'll
Yeah.
be in Pittsburgh at Yarns Bits and Bobs. Yarns Bits and Bobs used to be a yarn truck, and last year she moved into a brick and mortar. She has a really great setup. She's got some really great yarns. I'm teaching 2 classes there. I'm teaching sweater math.
Sweater math and hang on,
I know the answer to this. Is it brioche?
hang on.
I don't remember. I should probably know
That's
before
why
I
I
go.
write these things down. Not until
I
Saturday.
know it's
So.
sweater math. I know
Oh,
we're
it's
doing sweater.
just it's just sweater
Oh,
math.
just sweater math.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I know for sure I'm doing sweater math. Okay. And so I'll be doing we'll have a class there. I think there's a couple of seats left, so definitely if you're interested and in the area, you can definitely come and join us. Great shop. We haven't been to this one yet, but I know I've checked out our inventory online and done all kinds of things. Tiffany says she needs to take brioche.
Yeah.
I haven't put classes in for NWA yet. Maybe brioche is on the docket.
Tiffany says sweater math is awesome.
She did take my sweater class at NWA, so there you go. Yeah, and I was doing some phone help earlier, some sweater
Oh
math.
yeah, did you get back to her on that?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, she messaged me. Okay. Well, I think
I think that's probably it for
that's
this
about
week.
it. We'll be next week. We will be live from
Ooh,
Indianapolis
back
again.
at Oink Pigments? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back in North Payment. So, you can definitely hang out with us next week. Check out our newsletter, of course. And then I will be spinning, and hopefully, I'll have some more yarn to show you next week too. So,
All right.
we will see all of you later, and happy
Happy
crafting.
crafting.